Today we're breaking out the Kreg jig. So I have these awesome handwritten plans for a mighty mitre station, but I realized I wanted a mini mitre station to help build it. Luke, I am a nomad's projects. I used to stack offcuts and scraps of wood on top of one another to support the workpiece, but that gets old really quickly, so I measured the height of the mitre saw to 87 millimeters. I could then set up my DIY table saw fence. I found some 18mm scrap plywood and cleaned up one edge and ripped three sides down to 51mm. Instead of measuring the sides, I just offered them up to the base plate and marked them, making sure to scribble the offcut. And I did the same to both sides. I then cut the front to size on my miter saw. And as Steve Ramsey taught me, I made sure that the blade came to a complete stop before I lifted the saw. The sides could be cut in one go. This way I made sure that they were of equal length. I decided to join the box together using pocket holes, if for no other reason than it has been a really long time since I've used my Kreg jig. I made sure to mark all the sides to help me drill the pocket holes in the right places, and so I knew which way they were going afterwards. We finally ate all that ketchup, so here we have my fancy new glue bottle. I used a clamp to help me hold the pieces together while I got the screws in place. You know, when editing this video, I realize how many screws I actually put into this box. It feels like I made something that's supposed to survive Doomsday. So from now on, we're calling it the Doomsday box. Yeah, this thing isn't coming apart unless it wants to. Some more screws just in case. I wanted to use plywood scraps for this project. This one needed a straight edge, so I used a part of an IKEA drawer as a makeshift jointing jig, and I screwed the plywood board to it. Then I adjusted the height of the blade to the board on the jig. And using my woodpecker's mini square, I could check if the blade was square. and I double checked it with my Vixie digital angle gauge. I think that's more than good enough for a homemade saw. Now I could run the jig along the fence, and then I got one really straight and clean edge, as you can see here. The Doomsday box is not even finished yet, and I'm already regretting not having built this thing months ago. After cleaning up the last edge of the backboard, I could cut it to length. And as you can see, Baby Vader is overseeing the project. I glued and screwed the backboard in place. And as with the rest of the build, we're not being cheap with screws here. I lined the miter saw fence with the backboard of the Doomsday box using a straight edge, and this is already working great. This project was inspired by Andy Mack at Gosforth Handyman, so here's a little tribute to him, and as always you'll find a link to his channel in the video description. Baby Vader approves of the Doomsday box. To make repeatable cuts, I can put a stop block against the backboard of the Doomsday box and then clamping it down, and here we're of course using our homemade 3D printed clamps. So now we have built a little mitre station to build a bigger mitre station. There's something deliciously real-life Minecrafty about that. And as you can see, the repeatable cuts are very accurate. But again, that's it for today guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to leave a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and click that little bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. If you feel so inclined, there's a Patreon link in the video description as well as links to products I use and recommend. Catch you in the next one guys.